Hello, gorgeous soul, and welcome to practice number 2 for CLUB PRANA, alternate nostril breathing. If you are new here and you have no idea what CLUB PRANA is, that's absolutely okay. You can join us from today, from the time when you watch this practice, or you can join us never and just watch this video about alternate nostril breathing. CLUB PRANA is a 1-year breathwork practice. It's totally free to join us if you feel called. Basically, every 40 days, I'm just sharing a new breathwork practice. And for those who would like to, we're going to journey together 40 days, 40 days, 40 days with a whole bunch of different practices throughout the entire year. Some people who have signed up to join us have committed to the whole year. Some people are just kind of going to do 40 days here, 40 days there and see how they go. Other people are just joining in to pop in every once in a while just to learn some new breath practices and to use them whenever they feel called to. So you can do whatever you like with these practices. I have created a PDF guidebook, so if you would like all of the instructions written down for you, you can download that via the link below. And as you click on that link, you'll also get access to the Instagram group chat where we've been chatting about all of the stuff that's coming up on our breathwork journey together. There's lots of fun stuff in that PDF. There's the instructions for the practice. I've also created like a tarot spread for you and given you some suggestions on how you can work with these practices for 40 days, how you can get through 40 days, all of that kind of stuff. So that is there if you would like to join us, if you would like to commit to 40 days, maybe you want to commit to 10 days, maybe you just want to watch this video, it's all good. So alternate nostril breathing is the breath that we are going to be doing for the next 40 days or for however long you would like to do it. Maybe it's just for the 3 minutes that we do today together. That's totally fine. Now, if you were with us for the last 40 days doing Ego Eradicator, you are going to be breathing a sigh of relief about this one. This is a really beautiful, easy, simple practice that is really fantastic for coming into balance. So we have these two sides of the body. We have these two hemispheres of the brain. And for many of you who are already on a spiritual journey, maybe you already know a lot about yoga as well. But if you are kind of somebody who has looked into the divine masculine, the divine feminine, you know, all of this kind of stuff, we know that it can be represented within the body, that the left side is the feminine side and the right side is the masculine side. In the yogic traditions, they refer to this as the moon side and the sun side. And so, you know, for anyone who's kind of been around in spirituality, you tend to find that like every single different spiritual path is basically saying the same thing. It's basically saying the same thing, just in different words. So our left side is called the Ida, the moon side, and the right is the Pingala, and that is the sun side. So of course the moon side is connected to the moon, the intuition, the divine feminine. It's the receptive. It's also the cooling side. And in these practices, they also refer to this as the past. So that's not like a negative past. That's just, you know, what has been. And then on the sun side, we have the very active energy. It's projective, it is forceful, it is more about taking action than it is about just sitting back and listening. So this is kind of the active energy, and this is also related to the future. And then we have something in the middle called the Sushumna, and this is the central channel. And basically what we're doing with this practice is we're just getting our moon and our sun aligned in harmony so that the energy can move through the central channel just in a really beautiful, clear, aligned way. So that's a little bit, that's like a really kind of brief explanation on the Ida and the Pingala. So what we do with this breath is we breathe through each nostril, creating this fantastic harmony between the sun and the moon sides of ourselves, and the right and left hemisphere of the brain. So the left side, the Ida, the feminine side, also refers to the right side of the brain, and the right side, the sun center, refers to the left side of the brain. There's a really beautiful graphic that I shared in the PDF that kind of shows you how these channels kind of go up and then they go across at the brain, which is really kind of cool to see it in that way. So how do we do this practice? It's really simple. It's really, really easy. Basically, all we do is we get into a comfortable seated position. So you can be sitting on the floor in an easy pose. Easy pose is just what it says it is. It's just a comfortable, easy position. You can sit with your legs crossed like you're just sitting on the floor. You can put a cushion underneath you if that feels better for you. That's usually how I do this practice. Today I wanted to make use of the lighting, so I'm sitting on a chair. You can do this sitting on a chair. And you know, if you want to use this breath at any point to just kind of bring yourself back into center and bring yourself back into calmness, you can do it standing up or, you know, wherever you are. So this breath is fantastic for coming back into balance. I like to do it first thing in the morning so that I create a balance within me before I do anything else in my day. This breath is also fantastic for anxiety, and that's something that I've dealt with a lot in my life, and I find these breathwork practices are just fantastic for, you know, when you're starting to feel a little bit like, I think this is some anxiety coming up. I'm feeling tight in the chest, you know, all of the different places where anxiety can kind of come up. And stopping and doing this breath can really help. I'm not going to say it's going to make your anxiety go away forever, but it can definitely help you manage it in such a beautiful, powerful way. It's also very good for calming you. So if you want to do this practice before bed, that's absolutely fine as well. But anytime you're feeling a little bit out of sorts, this practice is great. So we start sitting in easy pose, and we're going to have the eyes closed, but you can keep your eyes open as I explain the practice to you. We're going to take the left hand and bring the thumb and the index finger together. This is called Gyan Mudra. And then that mudra just kind of sits and rests on your knee. Whether you're sitting on the floor or sitting on a chair, that hand just kind of rests there. Then the right hand comes up, and we're going to use the thumb of the right hand to block the right nostril. And then we're going to take a deep inhale through the left nostril. And then we switch over and we take the index finger of the right hand and we place that over the left nostril and we exhale. And then we inhale through the right. And then we exhale through the left. So we're just kind of alternating the thumb, the index finger. So we just have this kind of movement, thumb, index finger. This is sometimes called a U breath, which comes from the U of that the hands make. So we're just kind of making this U and we're closing off each nostril as we breathe. So that's the basics of the practice. It's really, really simple. It's just remembering where you're inhaling, where you're exhaling. I'll go through it with you as we practice together today. And that's it. The eyes will be closed. The inner gaze will be at the third eye point. A little bit about troubleshooting this breath. If you find that it's actually not that easy for you, make sure you're taking really long and deep breaths right from the belly. So you really want to just slow the breath down as much as you can, just a long, deep breathing in and out through each of the nostrils. If you have a situation where one of your nostrils is a little bit more blocked than the other, or if you have a situation where both of your nostrils are blocked, a really fantastic tip is to blow your nose before you do this practice. Just blow your nose, get anything out that doesn't belong up there, that doesn't need to be up there, so that you can have a clear channel. But if you find, even after you've done that, that you have one nostril that's just kind of really hard to breathe through, there are things you can do. So I actually have that myself. My left nostril is really, really clear. I can breathe in and out through there, no problems. My right nostril, I think it's just the way it's shaped, means that it's more difficult for me to take a really deep inhale. So one thing that you can do is, when you're blocking off your nostril, if you're finding this one like hard to get a really full breath, you can kind of leave a little bit of space in the other nostril, just so there's a little bit of air going through the other nostril. I find that's really helpful. But also, what I found doing this practice is that the more I do this practice, the clearer that nostril becomes as well. I find it much more easy to breathe through that nostril that's a little bit like smooshed in. If you have something that's a bit more serious than just like a weird shaped nostril, then this breath may not be for you. If you have a deviated septum, or you have something that's kind of like a medical problem or condition, then swapping over the nostrils just isn't going to be available for you. There's something else you can do instead. You can put both hands down and you can do the deep inhale and exhale, but you just visualize and you set the intention that you're actually just breathing through one nostril at a time. And this is actually a yogic practice to do this without blocking the nostrils. I think it's called changing nostrils at will in the Kundalini tradition. And you'll find that if you sit down and do that, you'll find that you can actually do it. Maybe difficult if you do have that deviated septum, but if you can breathe a bit through both nostrils, you'll find that you will start to feel the air flowing through one nostril at a time, which is really fascinating, really, really interesting. A lot of people don't know that we can do that. So those are some tips. Some other tips as well. This breath that we're going to do is all about coming into balance and coming into harmony. But if you're finding that you really need one of the energies to be a little bit more activated within you, then instead of doing the alternate nostril breathing, you can just breathe through one side. So if you're feeling like you're really tired and you just need some extra energy, you can breathe in and out through your right nostril for a few minutes. If you're feeling way too energized or a little bit anxious and you just want to kind of come back to like a little bit more of a calmer state, then you can just breathe through the left nostril for a little while. So this practice though, alternate nostril breathing, is fantastic because it balances both sides. So let's begin our practice. So we're just going to do 3 minutes here together. So get yourself comfy. Bring your right hand up, place it over your right nostril, and we take a deep inhale through the left. Swap the hand, exhale through the right. And then we inhale through the right. Swap the hand, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Swap the hand, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Swap the hand, exhale through the left. And just continue here at your own pace, inhaling through the left, exhaling through the right, inhaling through the right, exhaling through the left. Breathing long and deep. Nice and slow. And drop the hand down and take a deep inhale through both nostrils. Exhale. And take a moment to notice how you feel. You should be feeling pretty calm, pretty aligned, pretty balanced. Take another deep inhale and exhale. Wiggle your fingers and toes a little bit. Just come back into the present moment. As I was doing that breath, I kind of forgot for a moment that I was recording this. It's such a beautiful breath. It is so simple, so easy. There are ways around it if you have any problems with your nostrils. It's fantastic. So imagine how you feel after 40 days of this practice. If you would like to join us for 40 days, you can do this for 3 minutes. That's how much we did today in this video. You can do it for 5 minutes. Some people suggest doing it for 11 minutes. I've found that that can be a little bit too long for me personally, but for you that may be the right amount of time. I like to do it for about 5 or 6 minutes. Feels really good for me. But even 3 is amazing. And if you only have 1 minute, if you really want to start this practice and you want to say, Vix, I'm going to commit to 40 days of doing this breath, but I don't have even finding 3 minutes is difficult, find 1 minute. Do it in the car, do it wherever you are, just to give it a go. A 1 minute breath whenever you can find the time. So if you'd like to download the PDF, again, that has all of the instructions. It has a little bit more information about the Ida and the Pingala channels. It also has a tarot spread and a bunch of other info. All of the links are down below how you can find that and download that. If you would like to do more breath work with me and some Kundalini yoga, there are a whole bunch of links down below on how we can work together and connect in a deeper way. But I really would love to hear your experiences, how you go with this breath. Please let me know in the comments, get in touch. These practices are so simple, but they've had such a profound effect on my life. And I really just want to share them with you so that you can also experience all of the wonderful benefits of them. So thank you for joining me today and practicing with me. I hope to see you soon around the channel or somewhere else. And I'm sending you lots and lots of love.